Hello and welcome back to the Sunday episode of Held Dominance, and it's your Super League highlight show. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification bell for any updates or any new videos that I bring to you. I am your host Anthony. Let's get into the show. So we're back once again with 3 sets of highlights from Sunday to close out Super League's final round, final day of games for this round. Now, who are those 3 games? Well, let's have a look. So the early kickoff was St Helens versus Castleford Tigers, which was shown on Channel 4. Leeds Rhnos versus Salford Red Devils. Wakefield Trinity versus Catalans Dragons closes off the day. And it's the Saints that we begin with, as the champions suffered their worst defeat since 2016 last week, in a game which also saw them lose Regan Grace. Now that means he's played his last game for St Helens. It is Castleford who could face the backlash, whilst they themselves could deal a blow of a comprehensive derby defeat to Wakefield last week. Both sides immediately need to get back on the horse, with the league leaders' shield up for grabs for the Saints and a playoff spot tempting the Tigers. Tommy Makinson makes his welcome return to the Saints side in time to replace the injured Regan Grace, whose career is now all but over. Dan Norman is also back from injury, replacing Ignatius Parsi due to a concussion, as Curtis Suranen remains in the squad despite a bicep problem, which he received last week, as Sam Royal returns immediately after returning from loan action. For the Tigers, Gareth O'Brien and Alex Mellor return, as Chase Blair is included. So is CSO Ifeki on his return to the 21-man squad. Jake Marmo misses out with a head knot, as Daniel Smith and George Lawler, with Kieran Hudson, even try and get my words out, all drop out. So the Saints are suffering with injuries. They still have a strong pack at the present, so could still dominate the middle third of the pitch. Thus, it'll be on them to take their chances to find a way to be dangerous without so many key attacking players. And with that, here are the teams. Well, first of all, we see some changes in the back line, with John Bennison going to the full-back and Dan Hill coming in on the wing for St Helens, and Tommy Makinson does get included as well on the opposite wing, which means Jack Wellesby moves back to standoff position with Johnny Lomax in support. More or less a starting forward pack for St Helens, with Wellesby, Roby, Lees, Siranen, Batchelor and Knowles all playing. Joey Lussick will come off the bench in a rotation system with James Roby or Morgan Knowles, depending on how Saints are doing, with Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook, Jake Wingfield and James Bell completing the lineup. For the Tigers, from their loss last week, it sees Jake Marmo drop out of the squad, with Greg Eden going to fullback in his multiple positions that he's played this year. Chase Blair comes in as centre for Alex Sutcliffe, but it's Barreto Faraimo and Darrell Alfords who are looking to get involved with the tries again and again. At halfbacks, Danny Richardson is now partnered with Gareth O'Brien, who returns successfully from injury. Alex Sutcliffe drops to the bench, while in the forward pack we see Dan Smith miss out for Castleford, with Liam Watt promoted from the bench. Otherwise, Saints are welcoming back Alex Mellor to the starting lineup after missing last week's game against Wakefield, but it's on the bench with Sutcliffe, with Sue Matagi, Brad Martin and CSO Ifeki completing the lineup. After a messy play the ball, the St Helens are deep in Castleford's territory and get on the board with the opening try of the game. After a couple of drives infield, it was some great strength that got Curtis Suranen over the line for the for the attempted try, which Chris Kendall confirmed for the opening points of the game. Great strength by the big man, getting over in this Saints weather. It was just a simple pass on from Johnny Lomax, and Sirenen just kept his feet, pushed his way over the line, and to get the ball down from all appearances. Sirenen got the ball down there for the opening try. Saints then got on a roll after a repeat set due to a Darrell Alfort's attempted intercept when Saints were on the break, went to ground. But it was Matty Knowles who got over the try line, just left of the post. Morgan Knowles, my apologies. After some straight biff bang wallop from St. Helens that got him to the try line for his try, just left of the post. Just a simple ball. Jack Wellesby found his marauding forward who bumped off the Castleford man to spin over the line and get the ball down. One more look at that. The bump, almost high tackle, and try. After initially causing a head-high shot on Tommy Makinson, which was pointed out by the referee there was a late hit on Johnny Lomax by Liam Watts, and the Castleford man had to go sit down for 10 minutes due to the late hit, giving Saints a penalty. First of all, this late hit, spin, turn, a little bit high. Penalty sufficient, understand that. But that late hit into Kenny Edwards, so on Johnny Lomax by Watt, sees him going sitting down for 10. From that penalty, Saints extended the lead to 14 points to 0. But in the second half, Curtis Cernan decided to go and sit down for 10 minutes. Well, the referee decided for him to go sit down for 10 minutes, as he did this. As Beretta Faraimo came back inside, Curtis Cernan, swinging left arm over the top, made connection, and he had to go and sit down for the 10. Just a swinging arm and caught him right there. Saints are now camped on the Castleford try line, even though they're down to 12, but Johnny Lomax is pulling the strings, and he kicks into the gap for James Batchelor, who feels that he scored the try to extend Saints' lead to 20 points to 0. As the kick would be very, very easy comparatively from there. Batchelor seemed to have fumbled the ball over the line, despite referee Kendall's giving the try. He said that could possibly be the try, but after a couple of looks from the video referee, there wasn't a try awarded, but for something else. See that little tug there? Gareth O'Brien had hold of Batchelor and in the process of scoring a try. So, the video referee gave a try. And it was awarded as a try underneath the sticks. Penalty try for Batchelor. All of a sudden, Castleford got a roll on, and after a fantastic 40-20 by Danny Richardson, Castleford had some momentum back into the game, which was helped with fantastic play close to the line. This kick was pinpoint. Look at how close it finished up, going out close to the try line, about a metre out, but Cass were on the attack. And after going left for a few plays, a Paul McShane kick was fumbled by Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook to give Castleford more impetus near the Saints line. And from the scrum play, it was Greg Eden who found Beretta Faraimo, who bundled off Young Hill to get the ball down. The video referee wasn't needed at this point, as Faraimo was too strong for the young Saints man. McCarthy Scarsbrook knock-on gave Tigers the impetus, and then the scrum play was well worked, as there have been a lot of scrum tries scored this year. But Bretta Faraimo to power his way over for Castleford's opening points to the game. Castleford were running out of tackles and running out of time, and after they decided to run it on the last, Becky put the kick in behind the Saints' defence, and it paid dividends as Bennison was forced out into touch by the run of the ball. A great kick and chase by Castleford, and they got their rewards. Deep possession in Saints' territory. Cass went back to what they know, the right wing, and after a few plays to the left, the ball with Castleford on the second tackle thanks to a penalty for offside, saw Richardson with the ball in hand. Him and O'Brien and Vecchi got the ball out to Bretta Faraimo again, who got over the line, but this time the video referee was called to check whether or not he'd gone into touch and got the ball down, but otherwise it was a try. Before the video referee asked for it, here's what they got to look at straight away. It was ball down and in the field of goal, in the field of play. Plus, they checked the right hand side camera to see if he's over the line, which he was. Someone in the video referee booth must love Cass today, as they were very quick with the decisions to keep their momentum up and going. Cass came again once more, and it was that standard right edge play which found Greg Eden passing to Bretta Faraimo, who dived in the corner for his hat-trick, which was checked again by the video referee, but it was sent up as a try from Chris Kendall. Already set up, already waiting, already with his feet up in the air, already putting the ball down. Bretta Faraimo had a hat-trick, his first for Castleford. Another check to make sure that he's in the field of play. Ball down on the line. Perfect. And there's the decision. A try and a hat-trick for Faraimo. It was Saints' Day at the end of it all, as kicking was the difference, as Danny Richardson's kicking in field may have been good enough, but when it comes to converting, and Paul McShane, they couldn't get over the line. So the scores ended 20 points to 12 to St Helens. In the second game, it sees Leeds Rhnos versus Salford Red Devils, and this is possibly the game of the round. Two of the league's form teams are in the shape of Leeds, whose last two games have seen them beat second place Wigan 42 points to 12, and third place Catalans Dragons with an amazing comeback with their 12 men to go on to take on the Red Devils this week. Salford last inflicted St Helens' worst defeat since 2016, as they defeated them last week with some mesmeric tries. They also recently have beaten the Catalans Dragons, as they both and the Leeds Rhnos begin their push for the Super League Rugby playoffs. Who will claim this all-important 2 points in the hunt for the playoff series? We just don't know. But Leeds are bolstered by the two forwards returning, Zane Tatavano and Sam Walters, from injury, but have lost Matt Pryor to a ban. Blake Austin is still unavailable, but David Fusatua should be able to return to the 17 after missing last week. As for Salford, Shane Wright, Harvey Levette and Tyler Dupree are all back this week, as Salford's reinforcements are returning, with their middles through former Rhino Callum Watkins remaining in the second row. Given that he's in brilliant form so far this season in that position. Brian Brierley also returns after his head knock kept him out of last week's game. Salford played Leeds in Rowan Smith's first game in charge, but the Rhinos have come a long way since then. They, like Salford, have become one of the most expressive sides in Super League, meaning this game could become all about which team takes their chances. So we come on to the Rhinos first of all, as Zach Hardacre continues at fullback, with David Fusitu'a replacing Liam Trindle in the wing position. But otherwise, Newman, Sutcliffe and Hanley name themselves to come into the squad. Richie Mindler and Aidan Caesar continue in the halfback role, but Mikołaj Ledski continues with Jared O'Connor, Bodine Thompson, James Bentley, Rhys Martin and Cameron Smith being the final member of the forward pack. James Donaldson misses out after last week's win. On the bench we have Zane Tetevano returning with Brad Dwyer, Morgan Gannon and Sam Walters also appearing on the bench. For the Red Devils, it's hard to see any changes in the squad, and there isn't on the starting lineup as Dan Sargentson continues at fullback, Ken Seo and Joe Burgess looking for the ammunition to be provided from them by Tim Lifey, Dion Cross, Brody Croft and Mark Sneed in the back lineup. That was exactly the same as what played against Saints last time out. In the forwards, it's the same picture as well, as there are no changes to their lineup. Andy Ackers will lead around Akawala, Ormroyd, Taylor, Watkins and Gerrard to hopefully another victory against one of the bigger teams in the league comparatively at this moment in time. Ryan Briley and Shane Wright are added to the bench, with Chris Atkin and Sam Luckley continuing. Greg Burke and Ryan Lannon are the ones that miss out. Leeds got the ball rolling when it comes to try scoring, and after some decent work down the right hand edge and constant movement of the ball, David Fusitu'a found the gap which Richie Milo received the ball off, and Harry Newman benefited off all the hard work to score Leeds' first try of the game. This was 6-0 after Rhys Martin converted, but then an Aidan Caesar kick to the corner was batted and caught by Richie Myler, who dummied his way over the line to make it 12 points to 0 in Leeds' favour. 12 became 18 not soon after Rhys Martin bundled his way over the line, twisting in the tackle to score their third try of the game. Rhys Martin converted for 18 points to 0, but Salford came back after a Brody Croft kick was batted by Sneed and found its way out to Joe Burgess, who scored in the corner. Second try of the game for Salford came when Ken Seo got on the end of some off-the-cuff play by Salford and a great over-the-top pass by Brody Croft. Mark Sneed was unsuccessful with both conversions, so half-time it was 18 points to 8. But Salford came back again after Brody Croft went over the try line for their first score of the half. Mark Sneed converted, and it was 18 points to 14. Not to be deterred, Leeds came back once again, and after Brad Dwyer finally got to the ball, a penalty was given, and Rhys Martin added the 2 points for a penalty. Salford were on the attack, and Brody Croft found Ryan Briley, whose ball was intercepted by Ash Hanley, who this time, despite efforts from Salford defenders, was able to streak down the touchline to score in the corner. This gave Leeds a bit of breathing space, as it was 26 points to 14. Leeds came again, this time with another penalty for pushing, and one of the Salford players, Siteli Akawala, was sin-binned for pushing the Leeds man. Rhys Martin adds the extras, and now Leeds are out to 28 points to 14. And the final points went to Leeds again, as this time after a quick move by Cam Smith, who was held up over the line, near the line, The ball went left once again by Jared O'Connor, who found Rhys Martin for his second try of the game, which he converted. It was Leeds' day in the sun as they downed Salford 34 points to 14. And the final game sees Wakefield injecting new life into their season with a huge win over Castleford Tigers last time out, but they have to back that up against Catalans Dragons this week. The French outfit appear to be back on track after defeats to Warrington and Salford, when they edged out Huddersfield to take third spot from the Giants. However, despite leading 30 points to 6 with an extra man against Leeds at home, the Dragons were left wounded as the Rhnos pulled off an amazing comeback to defeat them in Golden Point. No doubt they are reeling from that, but can they bounce back against the resurging Wakefield Trinity? If Wakefield are to replicate the blueprint that nearly carried them to win over the champions, they'll give themselves a good chance of downing the French side, especially with their lack of forwards available for the Dragons. In doing so, almost all but condemn to lose to Championship Rugby League next year. Wakefield welcome back Kalepi Tanganoa after serving a one-match ban. Carl Evans also returns, but Jack Croft and Rob Butler miss out. Catalans welcome back Tom Davis as Tyrone May and Mitchell Pearce returns as well. The likes of Gil Budson, Joe Chan and Julian Busquets are all absent. This means the Dragons are very light up front. But anyway, let's go on to the teams. Catalans Dragons have a much changed side, and it's really French speaking, as first of all Arthur Morg starts at fullback in place of Sam Tompkins. Tom Davis is on the wing with Fuad Yahar on the other side in his return to the Catalan side, with Arthur Morgs and Sammy Sonilangi being the centres. Tyrone May and Joshua Drinkwater are the new halfback pairing, with Morg moving back to fullback, while Matu Koza and Paul Seguer are the starting forwards for Catalans. Corentin Lecam and Benjamin Julian are the second rowers, while Michael McAlorum and Alex Da Costa will be adding some fresh pace and impetus with that pack, as well as their experience. Cesar Rouge is on the bench with Roman Franco, Sam Cassiano and Taiki Chan makes up the rest of the bench. For the home side, there is only one change to the starting lineup, with Kalepi Tanganoa coming in at second row in place of the Jordan Crowther, who moves to the bench. On the side that beat Castleford, they'll be still looking for Mason Lino and Jacob Miller to provide the impetus for the rest of the team to go over the try line. Jamie Shaw is continuing at fullback, with Lee Gaskell at centre. On the bench, we see Eddie Batty, the aforementioned Crowther, David Fafita, and Josh Bowden completing the lineup. Yusuf Aldin is the one that misses out. And we're off and running at the new redeveloped Wakefield Trinity. Catalans got the ball rolling in the point scoring after the ball went through the hands of Drinkwater and Morgs. Fuad Yahar found his way to the line and made the conversion attempt easier by coming back inside. That was 6-0 when Morgs had converted, but then off a scrum play, it was Fuad Yahar's second try to make it 12 points to 0. It's the favourite of the French side. Jacob Miller's short ball to Batchelor had him stopped before Jamie Shaw went from dummy half and powered over the line, getting through the Catalans' defence to score Wakefield's first points to the game. Just before half-time, Catalans got on the scoreboard again. After a start-off attacking move that saw Tom Davis stopped and offloading to Artur Romano, Drinkwater kept the ball going and found Sam Cassiano, who offloaded in the tackle, found Tyrone May, who decided to go left once again, and then the ball went through the hands to Alex Da Costa. Arthur Morgs was held up, but the move did not deter Catalans' attacking threat, as Josh Drinkwater's kick was batted into the area by a Wakefield man. Sammy Sonny Lange's amazing back found Fuid Yaha for his hat-trick, and the try was given, and its half-time scoreline of 16 points to 4. A short ball by Miller found Ashurst, who went over underneath the sticks for Wakefield to give them a bit of life, to make it 16 points to 10. And a couple of penalties from Morgs gave Catalan the lead even further. But the scoring didn't end there, as Lewis Murphy went over in the corner, and it was a spectacular finish which Lionel converted. Catalans came away from Wakefield with the 2 points after winning 20 points to 16, but Wakefield made them work for it. With all the round done, for round 22, all the games played, everyone's results are in. Here is the league table. St Helens still lead the way 4 points clear of Wigan Warriors, who are 3 points ahead of Huddersfield Giants. Catalans are only a point behind those, so those 4 are more than likely going to be the ones that compete in the top 4 in the playoffs. Castleford hold the 5th place, but for how much longer, with Leeds coming up all along the rails to get that 6th place position, and are only 1 point behind the Tigers themselves. Salford Red Devils, Hull FC and Hull KR the Robins all come next on 20 points, but it's point differential that holds Salford in 7th and Hull KR in 9th. Warrington are now 6 points behind Hull KR after only 14 points all season from their 22 games. Wakefield Trinity are only a 2-point gap away from them, and Toulouse another 2, with Warrington and Toulouse facing each other in round 23. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification bell for any new videos or updates that may be coming your way. Tell me what your thoughts are of today's scoreline. The comment section is all open for you guys to believe yourself of what you thought of the results have been today. Saints, another win, getting back to winning ways. They're on the way to the league leaders' shield, which was a surprise to me. While Leeds getting one over Salford. It's going to be interesting to see how the season pans out with them coming up along the outside rail. Maybe a spoiler in there. And then Wakefield being beaten by Catalan, which has ramifications down near the bottom of the table. With a win, they could have moved above Warrington in the league table, but they didn't, unfortunately. It's one of those things, but Wakefield have to fight again, and Toulouse facing Warrington next week. It's going to be quite interesting. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. But in the meantime, please stay safe. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next episode.